ingredient list for the spice rub, which I'll explain in a minute, and the ingredient list for the creamed spinach, which I will also cover in just a minute. Hi guys, it is time for another fabulous dinner. Now, this recipe I'm about to do is grilled tri-tip steak with creamed spinach. I don't usually like cream spinach, but I like this. Once again, I'm making it in the Thermomix, but this recipe you can totally make without a Thermomix. Let's cover it all, shall we? Let's go. Now, the first thing this does is it has me put together salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, cayenne pepper. Like there's all these spices, and you'll see it on the ingredient list, and you put them all together in a bowl, and then you mix to make sure, oh, and brown sugar too, and make sure that it's all mixed up really nicely for the next part. And so you have your steak, and they want you to rub this into the steak. Now, obviously, you guys know there's different kinds of steak, right? There's sirloin, there's this, there's that. I have to be very honest and tell you guys, for me, steak is steak. I mean, obviously a filet, I know what a filet is, and I know what a T-bone is, but the rest, it is what it is. So it wants you to take the spices and put it on the meat, and it says to refrigerate for 2 hours afterwards. I'm not doing that. What I am going to do is put it away until hubby gets home, because this is going to be cooked out on the grill tonight, assuming the weather holds. And yeah, so what it wants you to do after you've spiced the meat is wrap it with some cling wrap and put it in the fridge for 2 hours. I don't know when hubby's getting home, so it very well may be 2 hours. I don't think it's going to make a difference myself, but okay. So now we're going to start on the spinach. And again, you don't need a Thermomix for this. You probably could do this at home. So what it wants is 6 ounces of water. Here we go. And then it wants 6 ounces of fresh spinach. Well, the spinach that I have, I guess it's as fresh as I'm gonna get it where I live. And you put in 6 ounces. This container holds 10 ounces. So it should be most of the container, actually. It's for 6.5. Let's take a little out. 6.2. Get back, Finn. Okay, we're right at 6 ounces. Take that off and turn it on for 4 minutes. All right, so the machine is dinging at me, and I want to show you, it wants another 6 ounces, but remember how much I put in the top? You guys saw how much I was putting in? Look what's left. Like, it reduces down to almost nothing. So we're going to put another 6 ounces in. Let's go. All right, that's the second time we've done it. And now it's requesting it again for the third time. So it's 18 ounces at least of spinach. And the funny thing is, you see how much I'm shoving in here, and yet when you take the top off, it's been reduced to almost nothing. So that's why I'm saying this is probably something that you can do at home, more than likely. Put that on, hit next, and we're gonna do it again. Now, when this is done this time, it says to put it into the Varoma dish and put the top on. And remember, I showed you this already. This is the Varoma dish from the top. So the spinach will go in, it'll drain out the bottom, and we'll put the lid on, and the lid will keep it warm while we move on to the next step of making the cream spinach. So the next instruction, again, was to get the spinach out of there and dry the mixing bowl, which I did. Now it's wanting me to add 4 ounces of yellow onion in pieces. So I made sure that was on 0, and I'm putting in my 4 ounces for the yellow onion. I do love onion. Okay, I don't know about you guys. I like onion cooked. I don't like raw onion. I know a lot of people like raw onions on their burgers and stuff. I can't take it. All right, so we get to 4 ounces. And then they want 2 garlic cloves, minced garlic. And you guys also know how much I love garlic, so throw that in. And the next thing it wants is an ounce of unsalted butter. I never know how much an ounce is. Is that a tablespoon? 2 tablespoons? It's a good thing this thing has a scale in it because, you know. But it wants it in pieces. So I'm cutting it up. That's on 0. Let me just start throwing it in. Almost, but not quite. Need a little bit more butter. Cut it up. And we're at an ounce. Hit next. And it's going to chop it up. Here we go. Scraping down the sides because remember, this stuff comes all the way up. Turn it on, and without the measuring cup, it says, turn to 1. So what it's doing is sauteing it. So you actually could chop up an onion in a food processor, use the minced garlic, melt the butter, and then just saute it in a dish. So it's okay if you don't have the Thermomix. The next bit of the recipe was to take the spinach, squeeze as much water out of it as possible, and then put it back in. So you put that in, then it wants you to add 4 ounces of cream cheese. And again, I'm not sure how much that is, so I'm just gonna cut this up into pieces, dump it in. Okay. Then you add 2 ounces of heavy whipping cream. I hate opening up a new one. Perfect. Salt to taste. You guys know how I feel about salting. I let everybody salt their own stuff. And with that, the timer went off and the cream spinach is done. This is what it looks like. Oh my God, is that good? Yum. And when you serve it, you simply tell people to salt it themselves. Now, when the steak is done, we'll put it all together and then we'll see how it looks. So my husband came home. I thought he was going to cook the steaks outside, but instead he cooked them in the pan inside. They came out really good. Just a little hint of heat from the cayenne pepper. And with the cream spinach on the side, it was just fabulous. So that's probably something you guys could try at home. Let me know how it goes.